Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Polarian Imaging CEO, Christopher Foniaco. Chris, very good to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, Stephen. Thanks for having me.
So let me start by saying congratulations on all the recent good news. We haven't spoken for a while, so do you want to give us a brief update on the business and how you've been getting on since announcing your recent fundraise?
Yes, so we were pleased to close our oversubscribed financing in June and greatly appreciate the support of our strategic investors, Nuchem Isotopes and Bracco, along with new and existing investors. The proceeds from the financing are being used to build out our commercial sales team, to continue to drive adoption of our exciting pulmonary functional xenon MRI technology.
Over the last few weeks, you've had both the University of Virginia Health Hospital and also the University of Kansas Medical Center upgrade their hyperpolarizers. That's from research to clinical grade. Can you talk a little bit about what this means for Polarian, and will this make it easier for future targets now that the adoption is beginning to become more prevalent?
Yes, I'm actually very pleased about where we are today. This all started with a nice run back in May with Cincinnati Children's. First, we got a trade-in deal with their research system that gives them additional capability now with 2 clinical hyperpolarizer systems. Then almost immediately after that, the de novo order we got from the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Then, as you mentioned, the recent trade-in deals with the University of Virginia and Kansas University Medical Center. All of these trade-ins were structured much like you would trade in for a newer car. We will supply the sites with new clinical versions of our hyperpolarizer systems, and in turn for their old research systems in a payment. We can then refurbish and resell the old hyperpolarizer systems to research sites that want to explore xenon imaging without committing to the cost of a new clinical hyperpolarizer system. And we believe this is a great strategy to get new sites experience performing xenon MRI as quickly as possible, while also exposing our technology to new sites that could potentially purchase clinical machines in the future. Lastly, I did want to mention that we've already installed the Cincinnati system and believe that Alabama, Virginia, and Kansas will have their systems installed before the end of the year. And continued conversion of our research sites into clinical sites has been a key strategy for us. We're starting to see some good adoption momentum, and with our planned expand commercial team, we're hoping to see more adoption going forward.
Chris, this week you also announced that you submitted an NDA supplement to the FDA so that the age for the administration of XenoVue can be lowered to 6 years old. Can you give us any further information on what this will mean for pediatric hospitals?
Yeah, firstly, this is a significant milestone for us, as the team has been working extremely hard on this since our original FDA approval. We believe this approval might take up to a year, and this will expand basically our total U.S. addressable market by up to about 1 million patients. Further, it increases the incentive for hospitals which have pediatric pulmonary programs to adopt the xenon MRI technology. Importantly, we believe that our technology can assist pediatric clinicians better manage chronic pulmonary conditions like cystic fibrosis, severe asthma, and children who have been born prematurely who tend to develop a chronic lung condition called bronchial pulmonary dysplasia. It's a condition that develops from lung damage caused by prolonged oxygen therapy and mechanical ventilation for these poor children. Through our conversations with clinicians, we believe that pediatric market is important for our technology, namely because MRI, as opposed to chest X-ray imaging or CT imaging, doesn't utilize any ionizing radiation. Thus, you can imagine these children over time without worrying of developmental concerns or increased chances of cancer with repeated X-ray or CT scans of the lung.
Chris, what can we expect to see coming out of Polarian for the rest of the year?
Well, we remain laser focused on executing our 5-pillar strategy for 2024. The build out of the commercial team is an important component of that, and to help us achieve the targets we've laid out in our February 2024 strategy. And we remain confident that we're on track to achieve our 2024 targets.
Well, I hope you'll keep us posted on any progress. Chris, thank you very much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Stephen.
That's Polarian Imaging CEO, Christopher von Jako.